back on this Sunday for No BS with Harriet and Sean. Harriet, good to see you again.
Good to see you. I can't wait to call BS again. We had a fiery show last week.
Don't we? Yes, we did.
About to have another one. I don't know about you, but my cell phone has been blowing up. All the alerts, all the headlines, watching the news. It's been crazy. I know everybody out there is full, but everybody has a lot to say. So be sure to comment. We always want you to be involved in the conversation. And who knows, we may even bring you into the conversation at one point. Sean, have you put your phone on mute yet or stopped your alerts yet like I have?
I mean, I had to because it's like drinking from a fire hose, just constantly, all the time with just so much stuff. So I had to like put it away for a second and take a break because it's just too much. It's too much, and it's so much that we can't talk about in one show. And if we said this, if we did, we could do this every single day. We could do this every single day.
Easy. Never run out of content. I mean, I will say this. I know everybody has something to say about President Donald J. Trump, okay? But you got to give him credit for this. We ain't had a dull day, okay, since January. Really, even before then. But since January, we ain't had a dull day.
But I knew it. Because if you go back to the first term, every single day, it was something. Every day. This is a rerun from the first term. Same situation. So I knew it was going to be constant. And you have to, every once in a while, you got to disconnect because it will be overwhelming with the stuff that comes out.
Yes. And, you know, with all this stuff going on, with all the alerts coming in, everybody having something to say, feeling some way about it, especially because they're impacted by it. This is why we created this platform, No BS. And now, Sean, we got to call our BS. Okay. Everybody, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, this is the moment where we get on our little pulpit and we just got to go in on some things. Okay. Because we feel in a certain kind of way. All right.
A certain kind of way, a bad kind of way. I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. So, as you all know, I've had my little oh, wait. Am I starting yet? Because we get 1 minute. Do I start?
Yeah, you get 1 minute. You get 1 minute. I think we're about to get it started.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm like I tell my students, I'm going to start when the clock starts. I'm ready.
Here we go. You're on.
Boom. I've been going in about my HOA. Shout out to the HOA again, okay? Because we got things in motion. But I'm not even going to get on nothing political because we have the rest of the show for that. But can we get on the weather? I am so tired. I don't know what's going on with rain in the forecast every single day. But you know what's really disrespectful about the rain, though? Like, if you're going to rain, I feel like you go in all the way. Like, be committed to the forecast. If it says rain, then homie, rain. We'll get a little sprinkle splash, a little something, and there's nothing else. So when you adjust your plans for the rain, I'm really feeling this because I had some plans that had to move, okay, for no reason, come to find out. But when you say you're going to rain, I need you to rain. What I got, 15 seconds? Okay. Well, I'm going to stick to the time, unlike the rain sticking to its promise of raining. I'm glad that it's not raining, but boo, if you're going to do it, do it. Because folks got money and plans tied up to what you're talking about. Okay, and I'm done.
I get it. I get it because I'm over the rain too. I need it to rain. I need a little bit.
Yes.
I need a little bit because it's just been way too hot. So I need a little bit of rain. Don't tease me because I believe it's been like we'll get some cloudiness and then nothing happens. Like don't tease me. Like give me a little bit of rain because this 95 plus weather is ridiculous.
Right. It's disrespectful. All right. So I'm done. I'm done with that. I've already had a drink on my on the whole rain situation when I had to move my life for no reason. Come to find out. But anyway.
All right, I'm ready. All right, you ready? Let's go. I'm calling BS on everybody that goes to my gym because there's a lot of people that walk into this gym and feel like they have to put on cologne to come work out. I need you to understand something. It's really, really simple. Sweat and cologne and your body odor don't mix. Stop doing that. It's okay if you want to take a shower before you come to the gym. That's fine. It's okay if you want to lotion up so you not look ashy. You know, black people, we get ashy. I get that. But leave the cologne, leave the Kenneth Cole, leave all that stuff alone because I don't need to smell sweat and booty and everything else. And then mixed in with your Kenneth Cole, I don't need to see that. I don't need to smell that when I'm on the treadmill. Like, don't do that. All you need to do is put some Dio on. And you good. That's the only thing I need to smell is the Dio. I don't need Kenneth Cole to be hit me in my face and you sweating behind it. That's nasty. Stop doing that. Leave the cologne alone when you come to the gym. It's BS.
Wait a minute.
That's how I feel.
Wait a minute. You said B.O. Booty and Kenneth Cole.
Yeah, because you know,
really?
everybody's body odor is different. Everybody has a different odor when it comes to their body makeup. It's different. And then when you start to sweat, if you know, especially if you're a drinker, when you sweat, it comes out. It comes out. You add that to the working out, and then you got your lotion on or whatever, and then you got this Kenneth Cole. It's just a nasty ass combination. And when I'm on the treadmill, I don't need to smell that. I just don't want that. Just
that sounds really gross.
It is
like
gross.
I literally wanted to vomit in my mouth.
You should be on a treadmill next to somebody who is giving you that. It makes you want to, you know what? This working out thing, I'm not going to do anymore. Because if it's
I was just getting ready to say, see, that's why I don't go work out, because there are nasty people there. And then why would I want to sit on one of the machines where your nasty, sweaty behind has been, knowing you didn't wipe? And then for those that do wipe, it's actually pretty disgusting because you're using the same towels that everybody's using with this disinfectant. What's the point of the disinfectant spray if you're using the same towel?
Now I'll give it to my gym. We have like paper towels. We don't have like them, you know, the same reusable towels. So you pull paper towels or whatever. But you know, you're in good with your HOA now. So go ahead and just build you an addition, get your gym together, and you ain't got to worry about that.
I just might. Well, speaking of working out, Metro Schools has some working out to do with some plaintiffs. You all have heard about it. It is the Metro Schools lawsuit settlement that went down here. What, about a week? This week? I think it was. So many headlines this week. Here recently. 6.5 million. Sean, 5 plaintiffs calling for accusing Dr. Battle, the superintendent of schools, of retaliation. Metro Council approved that settlement, and then the school board then approved that as well. So there's one woman, Sean. We've been watching her. We've seen her before in front of many stories. She is co-founder and executive director of PROPEL, a student kid advocacy organization. Sonya Thomas, we want to bring her in now because she is not shy, in her opinion.
Not at all. She's not shy. She does not bite her tongue, and she shouldn't.
No, Sonya,
she's ready now. She's ready now. Like, she's ready to go right now. You can see it bubbling up in her right now.
She's like biting her lip. Sonya, thanks so much for joining us. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. You know, this is so appropriate. No BS. I mean, I love it. First of all, like, shout out to y'all for a great title of a show.
We're going all in. So yeah, let's go ahead and give you the floor here. 6.5 million, and this lawsuit was filed, I believe, started back in 2020? I believe it was 2023. Mm-hmm. This lawsuit, the settlement, what concerns you about this settlement? What are your issues with this? Because you said some questions need to be answered.
Man, I mean, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how taxpayers deserve transparency. You mentioned earlier about the city council. City council had no idea about this lawsuit. First of all, city council. So the way that Metro government works, just to kind of help your listeners to know, is city council's only responsibility is to approve a budget that comes out of the city's, the taxpayers' money. And so the district receives money from the state. They receive money from the city, which they received almost $1.3 billion from the city. And then they receive money from philanthropic dollars. So, you know, I'm very concerned that people are not in an uproar about this. Like, we cannot normalize having lawsuits and settlements that take away from our children's future.
So here's my thing. What is it, because you're talking about transparency, mm-hmm. What is it? So are you saying that you feel like Metro Schools maybe is not being transparent? What's the concern for you?
So when you think about the whole lawsuit, you're talking about employees who alleged that they were being retaliated against and lost their jobs or were demoted. And so when I think about transparency, I think about how families deserve leadership that protects them and that protects people and dollars. And the students deserve a system that focuses on their future. And so when this happened, like when the public began to know about this, we learned that our school board had a executive meeting, which is a private meeting to discuss the matter. And then they decided that they would approve the settlement. So the lawsuit originally was $20 million. And so they settled this lawsuit for $6.5 million because they were at risk of, the other side actually, like if they had gone to a jury trial, there were like indications that this could not go in their favor, right? And so, that is not a transparent moment when the school board has an executive meeting to discuss something so huge that will affect students and could affect the bottom line. I mean, this district always says that they don't have enough money. And so now they're paying out $6.5 million of monies that they say they don't have enough of anyway.
So real quick. So a lot of the claims in this lawsuit that happened came from in 2020. This is when Dr. Battle, newly appointed to the school board, she was asked to cut $100 million from the budget. And then around that time, then these 5 high performing employees lost their positions, so some will claim, and I'm just trying to throw it out there, some will claim that none of this discrimination was happening. This was a part of the cut that happened to this $100 million she had to take out of the budget. So they're saying that they were necessarily, that was some of their argument, that was a part of they were a part of the cut, but do you cut high performing administrators if they're actually doing their job? So that's their claim, is it wasn't discrimination. They were a part of what they needed to get rid of.
So their claim is that for Dr. James Bailey, that he was actually low performing, and his school was low performing. And so I can't argue with that, because y'all know how I feel about low performance. Like, I believe students should be evacuated from low performing schools. However, where they messed up is Dr. James Bailey, who was at one of the lowest performing schools, in a school that was about to be taken over from the state, was not going to return as the principal there. He was offered to go to a lower position or resign. The issue is they then moved a principal from another low performing school into White Creek. And before Dr. Battle had become the director of schools, Dr. Bailey fired her brother. So walk like a duck, quack like a duck, sound like a duck is a duck. You can't move a principal. You can't say that I'm moving you because your school is low performing, but take Dr. Mills from Madison Middle, which is also low performing, and put him into that job. So they caused themselves some problems here. Some of the other cases where we had actually amplified let's make a slave assignment that happened at Waverly Belmont. And I'm sure you guys remember that. They were teaching them the Willie Lynch letters. And one of the students was actually, their parent worked in the district central office, who was a part of these cuts. But she had filed a suit because her child was in the classroom, was asked to sit up under a desk and pretend like he was a slave. And so when she went to go try to get another position in the district after the cuts, the so-called cuts, then she was actually, like, there was a comment from the HR department saying, are you kidding me? This person has filed a lawsuit against us. And she did not receive that position, or was not considered. So these things are leadership issues. They are processes issues. They're issues with not having checks and balances in place. And so I'm calling on the people of Nashville to demand better from our school board, some oversight, some review of processes. And I did call for Dr. Battle to resign. And I did that for several reasons. First of all, with leadership, you've got to have outcomes and you got to have integrity. Both of those have to come together. It's not one, it is not the other. It is both of those things at the same time. And so what we're seeing is both of those things are not happening at the same time. And we have a board who has one employee only, and that's Dr. Battle. And so for them, they're saying, hey, we're going to pay out this $6.5 million. There's no external investigations. There is we're not even looking at any disciplinary actions. They're just wanting to just do this. And so the city needs to be holding the board accountable as well, because they're her boss. They should be doing something.
Sonya, let me jump in real quick, and I want a producer to put it back up. You're calling BS. Welcome to the show. Like, you're part of it. Like, you get your own lower third at this moment. I want to play devil's advocate, if that's all right with you. So sure. We've had, and you raised some good points, right? You raised valid points. There are many who agree with you. And on the other end, especially when you start to call for her resignation, I think, if you look back, you could say this for anybody, right? But talking about Dr. Battle, when you look back at her career, we're talking COVID, we're talking disasters, pandemics, we're talking turning some schools around and making gains. She's made a lot of gains, I think it's fair to say, right? Or maybe, but there's been a lot accomplished. And then considering where we are with everything rolling down from the state, from federal, our education system literally under attack, not just Metro, across the country. Is this the right move at such a time? Because you have to consider everything, right? Is this the right move? Is this the right time?
So I'm glad that you bring that up. So yeah, that we've got a political atmosphere that is terrible. But let me tell you something. I was not born Republican, and I was not born Democrat. I was born Black. And my organization stands to disrupt a system that has affected Black children. And let me tell you something. The other question you have to ask is, who's growing? Are Black children growing? And I would say no. Over 75% of Black children are not thriving when you compare them to their counterparts. And so, I'm Black, Black. And I stand for Black children. And so the growth, although I am happy, that is something that I want. That is something I have been advocating for since day one. What I don't see is that Black children are growing. So everybody can have their celebrations and their parades and all of that stuff. But until Black children are seeing the same amount of growth as their counterparts, you're gonna see me call for resignation and everything else. Now, the other part of calling for her resignation is actually to preserve the work that she's done. Preserving the legacy that she has, because this is not over. There'll be more lawsuits. There'll be more revelation of things that have happened. This is a symptom of something much bigger.
I'm gonna say this. Sean, I don't want no smoke with Sonya. Okay, I don't want no smoke.
It's not personal.
Sonya will call BS. She will pull up in your face and she will call BS. And I've worked with you some, Sean. You've been working with some. Everybody knows Sonya. We know how you get down. Her report card is in. She said everybody get an F. And I'm not even giving you any tutoring. Just get out the classroom. My goodness. Well, Sonya,
when it comes to Black kids, Harriet, Black kids are not doing well. And I have to call that out. That's who I'm fighting for. That's who I represent.
Yeah, I get it.
So one more question before we go. So what do we do? What do we do in Davidson County? What do we do when you've got about 23% of Black kids in these schools that are performing? Only 23% of them are performing to the same level of their peers or their white peers. What do we do? How does the community get involved? And really with your organization, what do we do boots on the ground level to help improve the overall results of the Black kids in the schools?
So there has to be like a cascade around Black children, and it's never been like you got people upset, like they doing hashtag I am with her, but I ain't seen a damn person say they with Black children and really mean it. I hadn't seen it. Where are the hashtags for Black children? Everybody gets in an uproar. So when you think about that $6.5 million, see, I'm no mathematician, but when I think about all our community, how it's underserved, it's under-resourced, I broke down that $6.5 million. So instead of giving over $1 million to people because they were mistreated, $1 million could have gone to schools like Jones Padilla and Belshire and Cockrell, some of the lowest performing schools in this city. That $1.1 million could have gone for reading specialists in every school. So what can we do? We need to get out and vote. There's an election coming up for the school board. The school board elections have the lowest turnout. And what we need to do is we need to put people in office who are not only going to fight for Black children, but for all children. And they're going to hold the system accountable, and they're going to govern the way they're supposed to do. Because right now we got a governance issue. And so when we get leadership, outcomes, and governance together, then I believe we will see more of a upwards trajectory for Black children. But also we got to listen to their parents. Dr. Battle won't meet with me. She said she won't meet with me. And I say, well, I need to have another director of schools because I'm going to be here. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, I'll say this. More to come on this. We know that you're not going to stop regardless of the outcomes and the settlements and all of that. As it stands right now, for however long it'll be, Dr. Battle is superintendent. So, and I know in having conversations with you, we want to support whoever is in the seat to make sure that they do the best that they can. But obviously, Sonya Thomas still has some questions. We don't want no smoke with you. You call me, I'm gonna meet with you. Okay.
Right.
You ain't about to protest.
I'm taking your call. I'm taking your call, your text message,
Sean.
your voicemail. I love it. I'm taking it all. Right.
Sonya Thomas from Nashville PROPEL, thank you so much for joining us, making the time, and thank you for all that you do for our children, our students, and in particular, our Black children. Thank you so much, Sonya.
Thank you.
All right. Whew. Sean.
I always say that Sonya needs to be on the school board. She needs to be on the school board. She needs to be in there, in those meetings, in that room, because she is the voice, and she speaks truth to power, and she is on the ground every single day. She's fighting for kids, and she's right. She's not about. And the great thing about Sonya is that she calls Dr. Battle out for what she doesn't like and what she feels like that she's not doing great at. But just like she said, she also wants to acknowledge and recognize that the good things that she has done for Metro schools, and she wants to make sure that that legacy is still left intact, because she has done some great things. There has been an overall improvement of our students in these schools, so that is a win. And she's been addressing violence and security. She's been addressing those things in the best way.
Learning gaps, reading levels, test scores. I mean, I trust me, I get it. The settlement, retaliation, everything. In the lawsuit, it was pretty thick. It was tough to read through, right? And I get that, but and we're working with what we've got right now. We've got to support her in this seat, for whatever it is, but we also do need transparency. We do need questions raised about certain things, like if there's a question, especially when it's taxpayer dollars, there needs to be answer, and there needs to be accountability for everybody. So I just say that, Sean, moving on here, accountability. Your president has been busy. He's had a lot going on.
That's putting it mildly. But keep going.
Yeah. So when we talk about accountability, one thing in particular, have you been following the very latest? He's been after all of these different talk shows, right?
Yeah.
Joanne Reed, he, came for 60 Minutes. He sued everybody. He's coming for The View. We know Stephen Colbert, his show is ended, and now he's coming for Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. He says he's not, but I
mean,
don't see it.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel, you know, he has some smoke for him. What's been interesting to see is that as the president has been challenging some people, other people have been like, you know what, time out for the schoolyard bully. I'm coming back at you, and they are unafraid. So I'm interested to see how all that plays out. Here's what I know: don't touch my show, okay? Like me and Sean, we got it. We cool in our cut.
Oh yeah. Don't mess with our show at all. Don't mess with our show. And right now, you know, we're not a part of any network at this point. At this moment, you know, I'm gonna put that out in the atmosphere that it will be. But you know, the interesting thing is, and I started to really dig into this, is that the one thing I can say about this president is that he does know how to rally his friends and his peers together, and they are ride or die Donald Trump, hands down. And if you look at Stephen Colbert, for instance, there's really no rhyme or reason why a show got canceled. Ratings were strong, sponsorships were strong. They're calling it a financial decision, but where's the financial problem to release that? So then when you start to peel back, obviously it's his CBS is a part of Paramount. Well, guess just what happened to Paramount? They just had to pay a $16 million lawsuit settlement to Donald Trump. But then when you continue to keep digging into this, it also allowed for the merger of Paramount and Skydance. So then I start digging even more. And guess who? So then you find out the CEO of Skydance, his last name is Ellison. He's the son of Larry Ellison, who is the founder, CEO of Oracle, which is a computing software company. Second, well, actually, I think he is right now the richest person in the world, $287 billion net worth. He is a avid MAGA supporter, an avid Trump supporter. And so this is how Trump is infiltrating into media by helping his friends get in these positions to control media. And it's state controlled media. It's just like we're a young version of China. It's a state controlled media because they control what happens on TV, what happens on news. And this man is literally trying to do the same thing and putting his friends in power. Exactly. This is the new CEO, David Ellison. He is the new CEO of Paramount. He owns Skydance. So he is going to be running Paramount with his dad at the helm. His dad also has got stake in this company. I'm pretty sure he helped to put Skydance together. And Skydance is a strong, or they put all the Mission Impossible movies together. They have huge blockbuster films that they put together.
They've got to reach.
Yeah. And so
it's scary to me when you see the progression of control with them, you know, removing certain people from, you know, the press corps at the White House, changing who can fly, the team of media that fly with him, that travel with him, where there are consequences for not saying or doing or believing what they say or asking the questions that they want you to ask. And then we see, you know, like world domination here of you know, media companies. And if he doesn't like what you say, seemingly you got to go. I don't know. We're in a very interesting time right now, the state of our country. And we've got so much more we're going to get into, because you and I can sit here, we can pontificate all day, filibuster all day, but there are two guys, they have been in the game for a pretty long time, and they're going to join us to break down a lot of these topics. Rick Williams, Republican strategist, and Jasper Hendricks, Democratic strategist. Men in the game, they know their stuff. They're breaking it down for us.
All right, so Harriet, I think it's time we've got to go ahead and get our strategists in the room, because we got a lot to break down, and we've got to start talking about this tunnel. So I definitely want to welcome into the room our Democratic strategist Jasper Hendricks and our Republican strategist Rick Williams. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
I'm so excited to have you guys on. First of all, because as we were saying a little bit before, y'all missed this, you know, in the background, but, you know, Jasper, we have named him now the Democratic Oz. It is true to the work that you do, like on the national level and the local level, like you are the Oz of the Democratic Party. And everybody remembers Woke Rick. Yeah, I had to bring that in. Woke Rick, because Rick be for the people. Okay, Rick is for the culture. Isn't that right, Rick?
I try to be for the people. I want to be for everybody and make Nashville a better place and make Tennessee a better place. I welcome people coming here. I'm glad people want to live in the city I grew up in.
I love it. So now, with that being said, more people are coming to the city. More people are on the streets, more driving, but there is a solution, right? Air quotes. Everyone, there's a lot to be said about it. We are talking about the Elon Musk tunnel, the Tesla tunnel, 10 miles underground from the airport into downtown to the heart of the city. There's good news, right? It's going to reduce the number of cars on the streets every day, thousands of cars. And guess what? Jasper, you should be smiling now. Taxpayers don't have to pay for it. Elon is paying for it all, coming right out of his pocket, giving us a nice little gift. First and foremost, what are our thoughts about that? Especially now that very quickly and swiftly, they got approval for no cost parking lot to set up, to start the build, like almost immediately. Jasper, you want to take a stab at this one first? I can sense your excitement through the camera.
Well, I'm just going to say that, first of all, we don't know if it's not going to cost us anything because he hasn't completed a project that has not cost the city or government that he has promised these projects. They've actually ended up having to pay. So we talk about Las Vegas being the only tunnel that is somewhat finished. The city had to take it over, and the city is currently operating it. So that means that the city is paying. The city is using its resources to operate this tunnel. So that promise of not that the people are not having to pay for it is not, has not been able to be proven to be true.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah, and so you're talking about taking traffic off of the highway between downtown. It takes 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes to get to the airport. You're just talking about one segment of traffic, and it's also for people who don't live here. Unless you're someone like me that goes to the airport just about every week, every other week for a flight. Like I'm leaving this weekend, and so I'm in the airport and I live downtown, and it takes me 15 to 20 minutes to get to the airport. And so you're talking about reducing it. They're talking about reducing it down to 8 to 10 minutes. And so I think there's still a lot of unanswered questions. And I think that the state has moved very quick. And who knows? There may have been. I believe there's been this behind behind closed doors.
And Jasper, to your point, unanswered questions. It's amazing that you said that because you have unanswered questions. I have unanswered questions, but guess who also has unanswered questions? The mayor of Nashville. And so Rick, why would the mayor have unanswered questions to a tunnel that's going to be built in the city that he's running? Why would city council, why would state senators, state representatives not be a part of this conversation for a tunnel that is going to run from B&A to directly into downtown? Why are the state and local officials not a part of this conversation?
Well, I will say I would like to meet the people that did this deal because they have got the best lips to be sealed I've ever met in the city of Nashville, the state of Tennessee. A project this big that didn't leak out some way is amazing. Actually, that somebody didn't say something to somebody and it be on the front page or somewhere. I was amazed this announcement came with such a completed deal without more, very few people knowing. Although I love the idea and I love the project, and maybe it couldn't have gotten done had it not been quietly done. I don't know. Frankly, I know none of the details. I was in a meeting with a state senator and a state rep this morning, and they both were telling me they knew nothing either. I mean, it wasn't like a certain political party knew anything about it. They were both Republicans, and they both knew nothing either. One of them's district's affected real directly by it. So, with that said, to the point of how it helps Nashville, if you look at I-40 coming in from Knoxville, where the airport is, or toward the airport, and also Murfreesboro, both 24 and 40 converge right there, where all the airport traffic is coming into town.
Uh-oh.
Taking that part of those, if you take however many cars, you can no longer be using that, and they'll be underground. Because Mr. Smith, the businessman, flies in, he gets an Uber. Well, there's one car with one person going downtown with a driver, and here comes another car. How many of those are going from the airport to downtown every day during the rush hour? Many people are flying in the morning and going downtown. Many people are leaving in the air go to the airport in the afternoon. How many of those cars can we take off that stretch of interstate, especially where 24 and 40 converge, that backs it up even more? So I think it's brilliant, actually, a brilliant plan. Obviously, it's been done in Vegas. Jasper has news about whether it was completed correctly or not. I have no idea about that. I'm like everyone else here in Nashville, listening for more information, but I am happy the plan's there. As someone who was in the limousine business every day for years here and has probably driven more miles in reverse than most people have driven in forward, I can tell you it's a great idea. And getting that in here, you're talking to a guy that was actually chairman of Stop in the Amp down West End and Broadway. I chaired Stop Amp when Carl Dean was mayor. So I'm embracing a transit plan now that actually does something.
Rick, let
This
me
is not a
jump in.
transit plan, though. This isn't a transit plan.
Well,
This
it's not.
is
It's not
this
a
is a
transit
plan.
plan.
This
Let me
is a
say,
plan to move a couple of hundred people possibly per day, because there's no data that says that this works, and that and even in Las Vegas. So we received communications, and I've been having conversations with elected officials in Nevada, this week, to just say, like, hey, what's going on? Like, how did this work? How did what was the process that your government used in order to to get this happen? And it was the same type of thing, a Republican governor, which is, we've seen. That's why the other projects didn't work. So, he also proposed this in Los Angeles. It didn't work. He proposed it in Chicago. It hasn't worked. He proposed it in Baltimore. It hasn't worked. But Nevada, you get a Republican governor that rushed it through, just like we're seeing right here. And it's still not able to move the magnitude of people that they promised to ease the traffic in Nevada around the casino areas and the touristy areas. It just hasn't worked to that capacity. Now, another thing that is an issue here in Tennessee that they don't have in Nevada is the amount of rain that we receive. But then also, we're on top of limestone. So how are you going to break? I get awakened every morning at 6 a.m. because I live downtown to blasting at 6 a.m. And so you're gonna start more blasting, you're gonna do more blasting on limestone, and we're on a fault at that. So where's the geology study? Can our ground handle all of that? So we those are the answers. And so there is no plan. That's why your Republican colleagues don't know anything, because there isn't a plan. They're figuring this out as they go along, in hopes that something will happen.
Rick, what do you say very quickly? What do you say to that? That there is no plan, no study was done. This essentially,
well,
I hope I'm not putting word. It seems rushed, maybe, or a little half
we
done.
don't. Nobody knows. There could have been a study going on for a year or two. Apparently, nobody knew about a study, but I don't think Elon's company would come in here and just all at once say, "Hey, we're fixing to build a tunnel here. I hope it works." I mean, he
We've done
obviously
it in
didn't
other
get
places,
he
but
obviously
they've done
didn't get it. He didn't get wealthy like he is by wasting money. So I think there's probably been plenty of studies. And again, this won't be blasting. This will be basically drilling, and you'll have a machine that drills kind of like a machine would drill straight down in the ground. This machine drills sideways, and so I don't think you'll have the blasting and the noise you would from a typical construction site. This is going to be way underground, and it's just going to be boring a big tunnel in the ground in the stone we already have. So again, I know about as much as everybody else on this panel. But from what I see, I'm very pleased that this could happen. And obviously, it'll be a direct access at the airport. Somebody gets off a plane, gets in a Tesla, goes downtown. They never bother getting on the interstate. They don't have to have
Now
another.
that sounds easy, right? That
Mhm.
sounds easy, simple. It sounds like a dream. Sean, one thing you and I have been talking about is something that both gentlemen keep mentioning, right? The secrecy, the questions that remain. I want to play something for you all, because in these meetings, in these sessions, in these press conferences, in these announcements, there are opportunities for questions to be asked. We know one person in particular, Representative Jones, whose area this tunnel falls, tried to go to the announcement, but was not allowed. I want to play that for y'all and get your thoughts.
Yeah, let's step back out here for just let everybody come through. I'm pushing a little bit.
This project is in my district. In this airport where we are is my district.
I understand.
So I'm here to get information from my constituents. Casey Sellers, the governor's comms person,
Okay.
and that's who I might call to let know I was coming.
Okay.
What is your name, sir?
Hey, I'm Nathan Butcher.
What is your role?
So I work with Altitude Ventures.
Is this a part of the state of Tennessee?
I understand what you're saying. It is definitely. Can you
It
hold
is.
on for just
And
one
so
second?
I'm here in my oversight capacity.
I know. I understand.
I was elected to represent the people, 75,000 people who live on Murfreesboro Pike, who live around the airport.
I'm responsible for the list, and I'm just trying to be respectful to my role. That's all. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you.
As a representative of this district, are you saying that I cannot go to this event?
No, I'm not saying it has to do with you being a representative. I'm just saying I just need to check the list and make sure. I'm not being rude. I want you to understand. I know who you are, and I respect you. I've talked to you before. We've met.
I have not met you, sir.
Tell me your last name.
This is a representative who doesn't even live in the district. This is one of the state senators who does not live in this district. So if you allow somebody from Knoxville to come and not a representative of Nashville, who this airport is in my district, and that is...
I hear what you're saying. I understand.
She says she's not on the
Let me
list.
just make sure.
No, I've got the list.
And my husband's with me.
Put you a wristband there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Just, excuse me, sir.
I'm a lawmaker just like this lawmaker here.
This is a private event.
Sir,
You
this
need
is
a
my
wristband.
district. And
I understand,
if we
sir,
allow
this
us...
is a private event.
This is about a public partnership. Murfreesboro Pike is in my district, this airport's in my district.
Sir, this is a private event. I should not let you through.
Can we go talk?
You just let somebody
she's
from
on the
Knoxville.
list.
She wasn't on the list.
She is on the list.
Didn't even look like your name was on the list.
That's because I filled in for the lieutenant governor.
Her husband was on the
Woo, she filled in for the lieutenant governor.
There you have it.
Congratulations. You are here at an event that has nothing to do with Knoxville. It has everything to do with Nashville. And the man that represents a large body of people where it's going to affect can't even get into the room. Be that as may, the mayor of the city is not even a part of this. It is amazing that such a great project, such an amazing thing for the city that's going to do so many amazing things for our traffic issues was not exposed and celebrated, and everybody welcomed him to be a part of this. If it's such a great program, if it's such a great project, why was everybody not brought into it from the very beginning? It's a very simple question, and nobody wants to answer that question.
Rick, these are your people, so I'm gonna ask you: was that okay for Representative Jones to not be allowed into that meeting? Do you agree with that or no? What do you think?
Unfortunately, Justin has a reputation of causing trouble more than he wants to go and listen and learn and understand or get questions answered. And so just like he was excluded at the airport the other day when the I guess Kristi Noem was here and did a press conference about how you can go through the airport. They were changing the way military go through and things like that. And he was excluded from that press conference. Justin tends to be dramatic and cause some problems. I think that's probably why he was excluded. I'm sure at some point they'll have people to sit down with him and explain it to him. But that's what I would base that on. It's not they were excluding everybody or anybody. Obviously, Senator Massey is from Knoxville, and she was there representing Lieutenant Governor McNally, who couldn't attend. I get that, but you know, there just hadn't been a lot of good camaraderie between Justin and other members of the legislature. So, and like I said, I didn't make the list up. I don't know who was invited and who wasn't. I don't know why. I know nothing of that. That would be the only thing I could think of. And so,
Jasper, let me get you very, very quickly, because I want to play you on something else very quickly. This is a meeting, a private entity, but for a road, a tunnel in his district. But there's a list, right? And there was someone else in there. We didn't play the full clip, but she said this is a public meeting.
It is.
What do you
Well, it
say
has
to
to be.
that Representative Jones was not allowed into that meeting? Because does that not kind of give weight to the whole secrecy? Maybe something shady's going on.
It does. And what Rick needs to understand is that for every action, there is a reaction. So if you keep treating Justin Jones the way that you guys keep treating him, you're going to continue to get the results that you get. And so if this is a project that was in his district, he should have been briefed before the event even happened. The governor's office and agencies have liaisons that work with elected officials, and their role is to sit down and try to get ahead of some of this stuff. But obviously they don't respect him enough in order to do that. And so you're going to get what you got. And I'm actually honestly shocked that it went down, as calmly as it did. Because it would not have been that way with me. And so because again, because they treat people how they treat people in certain ways and in different ways. And for say that Senator Massey was there to represent the lieutenant governor, what happened to Senator Farrell Hale, who's the Speaker Pro Tem? What happened to Joey Hensley, who's the Deputy Speaker of the Senate? What happened to John Stevens, who's the Deputy Speaker of the Senate? She's not in Senate leadership. You got their caucus leaders. So why was someone from Knoxville able to get him? Because she is representing the lieutenant governor, when you have other people who are there as well, who could have done that. And so again, I just say that they get what they got, and they're going to continue to get the responses from him because they keep doing the same. They keep playing the same games.
He's been consistent. Let me show something else to you all very quickly, because there was another meeting. There was the committee meeting. They voted on use of the parking lot for the boring company. That's the company that's going to be doing the tunnel, to stage the equipment and go. Like, this is supposed to be finished next year. Here, I have to give her props. Like, she's never afraid. Senator Oliver had some comments during this meeting, and she held no punches. Here's what she had to say.
It is shameful and it is disrespectful that you all have made this decision without us. Anything about us, without us, is not for us. And Nashville is not for sale, especially for billionaires who want to buy and exploit our community. He is the richest man in the world, who is also the biggest welfare queen in the world, that uses the government to get rich. And it speaks to the process and the corrupt process that we are having to have to come to a building commission meeting to even make our voices heard on behalf of our constituents, because you didn't include us.
Rick, they also did not include the Nashville mayor, who has created a platform, and one of the tenets of that is how Nashville moves. Like, he literally has been working, the city has been working on transportation. You were included in that fight for many years. I mean, can you look at this and say, can you actually say, this is a good way to move, this is a good plan, when you move in and you bypass all the elected officials? Well, most of them. When you also bypass the mayor, who is working on transportation, and it's in his city. Is this how you do business? Is this good for Elon? Is Nashville good for Elon? Vice versa.
So I was told the mayor chose not to attend that. He was invited, I was told, and he on his own chose not to come to that announcement. Now, I don't know why he chose not to come, but he chose not to. And frankly, the mayor's transit plan is more about a plan that helps developers build around transit than actually moving people. His transit plan will do nothing to make your trip into Nashville better, safer, or faster. All it does was provide more buses throughout the city. Granted, it does that, but when you talk about trying to increase travel times, it certainly does nothing for the person that drives the car at all.
But Rick, would you not say that in adding more sidewalks, increasing more buses, doing things for the residents and the people that live in the city, would you not think that in creating an improved structure for that would not be our number one priority, and it will be secondary for the small number of people coming from B&A to get downtown when you have all the surrounding areas that are coming into downtown to work on an everyday basis? Would it not make more sense to address that first than the small number of people that are coming from B&A here for a day or two and then they're back out? What about the everyday person that lives in Antioch that is trying to get to work every day, and they've got to be at work at 8 o'clock, but they got to leave their house at 6 because it takes an hour and a half to 2 hours to get into the city? Would the main issue, I believe, when it comes to the transit problem in Nashville is for the people that live here. That has been the issue, not people coming from the airport. So it's hard to say that this really helps us when people that are still here Monday to Monday working every single day still are going to have a problem, and they don't have enough options to get back and forth to work when they maybe can't afford the gas, don't have a car, but that's where public transit comes into play. So adding these extra buses and the sidewalks so people can commute, would that not be what we need to work on versus an underground tunnel to breaking through all this limestone and the Cumberland River, by the way, that's in the way? Don't know how we're going to get around that. Wouldn't it make more sense to be able to focus on the people that live here first?
Well, I mean, this is a separate issue. Then this is not a Freddie plan versus the mayor plan. This is a separate issue, separate plan to address one thing: vehicles that are going to and from the airport, taking up traffic lanes on the interstate. That's to address that. And so it's addressing one issue. It's not an overall plan for Nashville like Freddie passed. And Freddie got his plan passed. Unfortunately, if you ride the local buses, we could probably take the money that Freddie's going to spend and buy everyone a small car and be just fine.
So, but my thing is, as like what Sean was saying is to piggyback off of that, is that in addition to what he was saying, is that our Department of Transportation is 10 years behind schedule with transportation projects. That's the reason why we have these problems on the road. You know, that's why we have all these, because the Department of Transportation has not been able to keep up. So wouldn't it have been better to invest his money, ask him to say, instead of building a tunnel that's going to only benefit a small percentage of people and the small folks, especially folks that don't live here, can you help us with financing our transportation projects that are behind now? And the reason why they're behind is because of financing.
You know, so here's one thing about it. I mean, without question, there are many questions. Without question, there are some things that don't seem to be adding up. But, you know, a lot remains to be seen. Here's what we do know. It's supposed to be done by next year. By next year. Jasper, you said you live downtown. You're in the airport about every week. I hope you'll take some selfies, perhaps stream from the Tesla tunnel. I mean, it's built for people like you, for sure. No, we don't count on it.
No.
Okay, just thought I'd try. I mean,
this tunnel's not going to be done next year.
I'm good with valet parking.
Right. This tunnel's not going to be done next year. It took 2 years for it to really, and that's when the city had to step in Las Vegas. It's not going to be done next year. They don't know what if there's no true study done, they don't know what they're about to get into with what we're working with every single day. They didn't deal with the same things, and all the issues are still dealing with the Las Vegas tunnel. This is not going to be in a year's time. I don't see that happening.
You know, here's something else. Hey, Rick, Rick, try and log out and log back in. We're gonna get you. Maybe he's driving through the temporary tunnel. It's a little scratchy.
He might be, yeah.
But here's one thing. When you just mentioned we don't know what we're getting into. Here's something else I'm real curious about getting into. Rick, have you been tapped yet to lead the Hegseth for Tennessee campaign for governor? You been Rick? No? Okay. While he's frozen, Jasper, jump in. Is it going to be Governor Hegseth? Hurry up before he gets back in.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see him and Speaker Sexton maybe possibly duke it out. We'll see. You know, because
don't you have to be a resident in the state for at least 7 years?
Oh, well, he lives in Hendersonville.
But he bought that house in 2022. So is he gonna make right at the deadline?
Hey, possibly. You know, I mean, what do they really care about the rules?
Clearly, they don't. Clearly,
like,
not in the Trump administration. Rules they matter not. So maybe that's true. You're right. Who cares about rules?
You know what? Say that to Rick's face when he gets back in. Say it to his face, Jasper. Rick, if you can hear us, Jasper said y'all don't follow rules. He said y'all make up rules because you're trying to get Hegseth in as governor. And Sean said he's not even qualified. He doesn't even live here. Did y'all bake the rules yet? What's going on? Is it going to be Governor Hegseth?
Well,
yes or no?
Jasper, did you bring up how long you lived here? Like 7 years?
Dang it, Rick! Tell them to add you a Wi-Fi hotspot on the GOP itemized list monthly.
I'll call back in.
Okay, come on. Yeah, log out. Come back in. Okay, let's talk about it while he's gone. So Jasper, come on now. We're making up rules. We're bending rules. I mean, for goodness sake, he's like sending out, classified, war plans and stuff on Signal.
He has to, but that's why he has to come up with a plan. He has to come up with an exit strategy because I'm pretty sure that somebody's asking him to leave. Or he can maybe see the writing on the wall.
So he wants to bring his shenanigans here. So we have to deal with him on a regular basis. We already got one that's making private plans about our cities and stuff without telling us. Now we're going to bring this one he's not going to do anything private. He's going to put it on Snapchat and tell everybody about what's going on.
Right. Right.
You said he's already putting out his campaign plans. It's already out. Signal, TikTok.
Yeah, it's already out.
Right.
His whole campaign strategy is already out. Oh, you can go see it.
It will be interesting, but I think the mayor has indicated. I think you need to go back and take a look at some things. But I mean, not the mayor, but there's some people who are also thinking about running, and there's some rumors out there. So it'd be interesting because you got Congressman John Rose. Has announced he's running for governor. Senator Blackburn it's been mentioned that she said she's considering it, although there's been no official announcement, from her side. So I think it's like in the air right now. And I think he's just trying to see where he can land.
All right. Well,
go back to Fox News and land over there. That's where you should go back to.
He can team up with Candace Owens because, she lives here now. So he can team up with Candace Owens.
Oh. You know what? That's a whole nother conversation, bro.
Show.
That Candace Owens boils me over. That's a whole nother conversation. We can't get into that one today, but we will talk about that.
Yes, and we have much more to talk about that we could not just stuff into this whole show. Jasper, thank you so much for being on. And if you see Rick and his cell phone and Zoom blowing in the wind out there, I don't know. Help your Republican brother out, okay?
All right.
I'm just saying. He needs help. I don't know. His Wi-Fi a little crunchy like this Tesla tunnel plan.
Right.
But we'll see.
Right. It's like so I didn't tell you about a meeting I had with Leader Jeffries the other week. He was like, the administration reminds him of like Beats headphones. So he was like, his sons wanted Beat headphones, and they wanted these Beat headphones. So he bought them the Beats headphones, and then 6 months later, they go out. Right? So it's like, but I really want these beats because I want to be like Dre. I want to be like Dre. These commercials are great, but the product is bad.
Oh Lord. And on that note, Jasper, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. You have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. and behave out there. Rick, we're closing out,
We're
man.
closing
you gotta
out,
come
Rick.
back next time. We're done now.
Well,
Yes,
we'll do it.
Jasper.
We'll do it again. Let's figure out if Pete can run or not. I think he's got a problem with residency.
Yes, I think so. And next time, hopefully, we have you back on. You'll be riding in the self-driving Tesla, so you can focus on, zooming in. But again, you guys, thank you again so much for coming out. Y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a
Thank
great
you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so
Bye-bye.
much. Oh man. Oh, remains to be seen. Love them. Listen, we've been doing a bunch of political talk,
We have.
tunnels, Hexeth, blah 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 blah. But we got to talk entertainment, and I am so excited about who.
I am too. This is my boy. I've known him for several years, and anybody that can get into pop culture and put their own personal spin on it, there's nobody that can do it better than this dude right here. And I'm gonna tell you who it is. He's a comedian. He's a teacher. He's a conspiracy theorist. I call him that too. He is everything all the way around, but at the end of the day, he's your ride or die. His name is Derek Sleazy Evans.
Sleazy, wake up, pay attention. Hey,
what's up, man?
Sleazy?
I'm up. I ain't moved. I was listening to the whole conversation.
Oh, I know you got things to say about this tunnel. I know you do.
Yeah, I want to get in the tunnel. I want to make sure they have a bike lane, at least, or put a sidewalk in the tunnel.
In the tunnel, so you
gonna
walk
be down on your bike.
I ain't opposed to it, or it don't matter to me because I know the homeless people moving down there. So somebody gonna use it. If we don't use it, somebody's gonna use it.
Well, I can't wait to see you down there. You're gonna be on there like in the Oz. What's that? The little wishes on the bike, just riding your little bike next to the to the Teslas. I can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to it. Sleazy.
Yes, ma'am.
It's crazy in these streets. What's going on?
Yes.
What's going on?
Actually, right now, man, I love Twitter. Twitter is where you can be all that you can be. Well, it's called X now. I get my news and my stupidity from X. So, I've been over there, and my favorite one right now, one of the favorite ones I got right now is RIP to Hulk Hogan. Everybody mad at him, even in his death for him being racist while he was here, but not more than his daughter is right now. Brooke Hogan, she didn't say, I don't even want to be in the wheel no more. Take me out of this $25 million. Yeah, it ain't, but it's more so because she said it was gonna be mess in the family with the 25 million. But I think it's more so because of this black boy, and she want to show to him that she really loved him. Let me tell you something. Listen to me, y'all. I can hate you from here to the moon. If you got 25 million to give me, give it here.
Okay.
Right.
You got to, because I don't.
I love my husband, but 25. I mean,
why you turning down
weird on the low? As long as I get that 25.
We all hated Donald Trump, but when he gave us that 1,400, everybody was like, "Thank you, sir. you showed us a good man for this." Come on now, money is money. As long as the devil ain't giving it to me, I'm taking it. That's the only person I'm turning down the money from.
Mm-hmm.
But since we gonna stay on the topic about just people that's been doing low down dirty stuff, man. This next lady, man, Oprah Winfrey, man. I love her with all my heart. TSU alumni. I mean, she didn't. They got the tsunamis that was coming through. The Pacific Ocean, the Pacific
Ocean. Okay.
Yeah, the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, they had the tsunami scare because it hit Russia. Then they said Hawaii, be on the lookout. Can you believe Oprah Winfrey shut down her whole road, the little back way, so people couldn't use the back way during the evacuation?
Bro, she said that she didn't do that. She came out and said she didn't do that.
I would say that too. I would say I didn't say that neither. But we know Oprah ain't giving nobody nothing. When Oprah say
no. Oprah said, I'm protecting mine. Y'all better find another way to go.
Right. Y'all better get somebody else yard to do it. She's like, y'all ain't finna mess my Bermuda grass up.
Bermuda.
My Bermuda, you gotta say it. It's just one of them things. I'm letting you through my yard. If it's an emergency, like if a dog after you, I'll give you permission to dent my hood up. I just got to put it on my insurance. You can just jump on up there. Get on my car. I don't want the pit bull to get you. That's this instance right here. And another thing, I got to pick on the bone with black people. Black people with money. Once we get this money, we got to stop thinking we untouchable, y'all. We got to stop thinking we untouchable from everybody. From like right now, we got Gilbert Arenas, former basketball star. He think it's okay to have an illegal gambling ring in his home with some Israelis.
I mean,
Come
but
on
it's
now.
in his house. What's the problem?
But what's the problem is that they think they untouchable. See, you not gonna they not gonna get in trouble, but you are.
Oh, okay.
You got away. You didn't get away with the NBA. You hit them for 163 million, and you getting out and having an illegal gambling ring in your house. Black men, we not untouchable. Shannon Sharp, P. Diddy, all of them. Y'all have got to stop and leave these people alone. And P. Diddy still trying to get out of jail, y'all. I don't think he's gonna get out.
Still trying to get out of jail.
He may.
Y'all think he gonna get? You think he gonna get out?
I mean, your president's gonna pardon him.
He's not gonna pardon him. He just be talking to deflect people from that Epstein list. That's all. That's what Trump trying to get us away from that list. He knows.
Do you think his name is on that list?
Yes. You got to understand. This is before the internet. Everybody is on their list, and that's what he's trying to hide. Not just himself. It's a lot more people on there, and there's gonna be some people you gonna.
Who else you think on that list, Sleazy?
Who I think on that list? Oprah.
Yeah. Shut up! No,
Oprah ain't on that list. What does Oprah do?
I don't know. She was just there. Now they say Bill Clinton's on it. They say what's his name? What's up, man? What's his name? Chris Tucker's on it.
I haven't
it's a
heard
lot,
that
man.
one, really.
Chris Tucker, Bill Clinton. Yeah, they were good friends. They were hanging out for a long time.
Donald Trump was a Democrat at one point. So he hung out with the Clintons and everybody. They all hung out together.
But we ain't gonna say their name too many times on y'all podcast because the Rodhams and the Clintons don't play like that. They'll get you out of here. So
that is true.
You know how I play about the Rodhams. I told you this when I used to work for the station. I don't play with them. I'm sorry, Hillary. I was just saying. I don't think your name is on the list, but it might be on there.
Walk it back. Walk it back.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk that one back. I'm scared of them. They don't play like that.
But your president said that if he does not get bail, then he's gonna make his decision sooner. If he gets bail, then he'll wait till his sentencing hearing in October. What's the difference?
I think Puff Daddy's gonna get out of jail. He's gonna be all right. I think they're gonna do time served. They took enough of his money and they embarrassed him. And the most embarrassing thing of this whole trial is that lady that said it looked like a king size Tootsie Roll. I would have just been like, just keep me in here. Keep me in here. If a woman ever said that about me, keep me behind bars. I deserve to be locked up. A king size Tootsie Roll, boy, ain't no way.
I have not.
Out of all the other stuff that you ain't Google it.
No,
I don't want that. He is true. It did come out, and she did say that.
And the sad thing about it, a king size Tootsie Roll is still small.
Right.
That's too crazy. She didn't help him out. She said it looked like a king size Tootsie Roll, and I wasn't even scared anymore. I said, Lord, help Puff Daddy or Brother Love, whatever he is right now, and that Tootsie Roll.
All right, y'all. Let's bet. Let's bet it right now.
Okay.
Diddy gets pardoned by Trump. Yes or no? Like at the end of the day. What are we going with?
Yes.
Yes. They partied together. I think he'll get away with it because he liked Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
They have some of the same characteristics. They not too nice to women. They hard on women. They one and the same.
Are you shocked to hear that Trump is talking about pardoning Diddy? Or is it on brand?
No.
What you think?
That man got Kodak Black out of jail. What come on now.
Very true. Very true.
I'm not shocked about nobody who get out of jail, man.
NBA Youngboy? Yeah, he got him out too, right?
What happened? Yes, he could have got any political prisoner out of jail in jail right now. He chose 2 rappers.
Well, and the Chrisleys. Let's not forget about you can't forget about the Chrisleys, my people that I love. But I want to bring up something very important.
He want to be back in there. The man didn't want to come out.
Yeah,
he
wants
cool.
to go back in there. When he saw his wife,
he want to
he's
go
like, you know
back
what?
in
I'm gonna go back.
I mean, am I the only one? Like that's.
I mean, that right there alone says a lot about
We're not saying it out loud. We're not.
You saw your wife and you said, you know what? I was going to go back to jail when I saw you. I mean,
I did. I forgot some stuff to tell you. I did some other stuff. Put me back in there. I've been a bad boy. That's what he said.
She needs to go put the divorce papers in, like right now, and just be done with that.
It was the moment of silence that we all had. Like, just a second ago. I mean, that's strange. You know what else is strange, Sean?
What?
Sleazy, I need you to lean to your left just a little bit. Lean to your Richard Pryor in the back. Respect to Richard Pryor.
That says so much about Sleazy. That poster right there says everything you need to know about Sleazy. Right there.
What's it telling us, Sean? What's it telling us?
First of all, Richard Pryor was a fool.
Yeah.
And he can make anybody laugh. And he can
my
talk
mom
about
used to let
anything.
me listen to this stuff when I was a kid.
And he can pull the truth out of anything but make you laugh at the same time. And that's who Sleazy has always been. He'll tell you the truth, but he's gonna bring a tear out of your eye at the same time.
Yep.
That's a fact.
I'm just glad y'all brought me in. I was a little nervous today, man. This is my first time. So hopefully y'all bring me back.
You've been on plenty of stages.
He's been on national TV. He's been on radio. What you nervous about?
Because y'all two professionals, man.
That's
why.
As are you.
I had to make sure I be on my A game. I don't want to mess it up and be too this or too that. So, I was on kind of nerves about it.
You handled it well.
You were great. Sleazy, thank you so much. Our culture correspondent. Culture. I got to get it out right. Culture correspondent. Derek Sleazy Evans, everybody, give him some love. Virtual hand clap. Thank you so
brother.
much for coming on, Sleazy.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you. All right, you have a good one, sir. We'll see you hopefully next week.
You too. Thank you, Sean and Harriet.
Thank you. Oh man.
Wow.
Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
He's like
never a dull moment with him.
He's like a hilarious fool, but a wise genius at the same time.
I'm telling you, if you sit and have a regular conversation with Sleazy, and he's so in tune, with everything going on, everything from politics to religion to education. Like, he's so in tune, and you walk away from a conversation with him with a different perspective on things, a different way of before the conversation of how to think about something, because he is just so in tune. And when Sleazy gets his, gets his fingers into something, he like digs into it, and he will peel back the layers of things, and he will expose things that you never even thought. So it's great to have a conversation with him. And then on top of that, he's always going to do something funny.
Yeah, he'll make you laugh. Like, he'll educate you at the same time while making you laugh.
And say something sleazy, hence the reason why his stage name is Sleazy, because he's going to do that.
Right. Well, Sean, we got as much out as we could today.
There's
so much more we could have discussed, but we just did not have the time.
And we just touched the surface, is what it is, Harriet. We just touching the surface. We didn't dig deep. This is just all surface level. There's so much more.
It's too much.
It's just too much. It's too much. But that's why we come back next week, and we'll give you a little bit more.
Yep. So thank you, everybody, for watching today, for hanging out with us on this Sunday afternoon. We're going to be right here back in the same place, 1 o'clock next Sunday. In the meantime, hit us up. You can find us on IG. You can find us on Facebook. You know how to reach us. Send us any topics that you want to talk about. Any, bad comments that you have after watching the show, you want to send them to us. We'll bring them up as well.
Absolutely. You can email us at nobspod25@gmail.com. nobspod25@gmail.com. Send us your topics, your thoughts about the show. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please do that. Tell everybody else about it. Check out the videos we've got coming on here, all of our socials. And we really appreciate you guys, checking this out. And we got so much more to come.
Subscribe, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a good one, everybody.